everybody, it's Christina of CraftyPaws. I wanted to come on and share with you guys my experience at the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo this year. It was in Duluth, Georgia on July 20th and 21st. And this was actually the first time that I've ever attended the show for both days. And I loved it, actually. It made me a little calmer and just take my time a little more. I enjoyed myself. I ended up signing up for 3 classes, which I'll tell you guys about. And I got lots of freebies and did lots of make and takes, but I'm jumping ahead of myself here. This is the show guide that I got upon arrival. It basically tells you the kind of schedule for the 3 days, actually. It starts on Thursday if you want to do like a mega make and take extravaganza kind of thing, which I did not participate in. But it also explains to you how you can collect different buttons. I don't really get caught up in all of that. I did get a whole bunch of buttons, but I just throw those out. It also gives you the list of exhibitors, a great floor plan. I actually printed out this floor plan in advance so that I could map out for myself the things that I knew I wanted to hit. I knew that over the course of 2 days, I'd be able to attend all of the booths at some point, but I wanted to make sure that I hit the areas that had free make and takes, which are little mini kind of classes or little projects that somebody will walk you through, and then you get to take them home for free. There are some make and takes. Most of them are free here. There are some that cost a little bit of money. There's one that was $1, $5, $3, so on. But I primarily, just because there's so much to see and do, and a lot of these other make and takes are fabulous that are free, I just go ahead and map out the ones that I really want to try out with yellow highlighter. So I know I'll hit them. I also put little stars to booths where they have special deals, like early bird specials. In the first hour, there are some really great deals. I also print out all the list of the special deals. So for sure, I wanted to hit the Tesla Crafts booth because they had a 50% off of one of the Elentina cutting dies. I picked out this adorable die that had a little dachshund, a little dog house, paw prints, a bone, and a bowl with dog food in it. So stinking cute. And it's originally $25, which I think is very pricey. But for half off, I thought that was a fabulous deal. And last year they had the same deal. It's basically for the first hour of the show, either Friday or Saturday. And I went on Saturday because one of my classes conflicted. That's one of the kind of nutty things about the show, is that they've got these fabulous classes, but they really restrict your time on the showroom floor. And the class that I most wanted to take this year was a watercoloring class given by Art Impressions, and it was the first 2 hours of the show on Friday. So I knew I was going to miss out on any early bird specials on the first day. So that's actually the reason why I decided to go both days, so that I could hit the early bird specials or the first hour specials on the second day, on Saturday. So this was one of the reasons I went on both days of the show. Great deal. So I got this, including tax and everything, $13.20. And I think that is a fabulous deal for this really intricate, really adorable die. In previous years, the free gift had just been like a plastic box. But this year, for signing up for 3 classes or more, you got a free gift. And this year, it was this American Crafts Sun Drifter paper pad. It's a 12 by 12 pad, and I think the patterns are really pretty. I need more paper like a hole in the head, but for free, yeah, I'll take it. One of the other downsides, unfortunately, this year was that the Duluth Convention Center had a lot of parking lot construction going on. So we had to park our cars much further away, get a little shuttle bus drive into the convention area. And so I ended up having to carry all this stuff around with me all day long on Friday. And I will say I was a little cramped. My shoulder hurt quite a bit at the end of the first day. I could have done a bag check, I guess, but, you know, I didn't want to go through that hassle either. So I just, you know, muscled through it, and I had a great time at the show. Let me show you next the free make and takes that I did. This was the one from Art Impressions. I think this is so cute. It's an example of one of their trifold cards, and they basically had these pre-printed out, and they showed you how the dies that come with these particular stamp sets work. So it cuts out this little outside frame and the little areas between the fence posts. And then the second is this area here, and it cuts out this area behind the trees and the little cottage. And then this is the background image. So it's a beautiful trifold card, and they give you everything to make this card. You can put it onto this top folding A2 size card. They also give you the little twine that you can tie a little bow at the front. So this is a kind of anytime use card that I will now use from my stash. I made this card and this tag at 2 different make and takes from the same booth, one on Friday and one on Saturday. I made this one on Friday. This was at the Kiwi Lane Scrappin' in the City booth, and I thought this was so cute. It had this embossed paper that I got to ink up, little tag, little twine. All these little pieces were cut out, but I got to ink them up, blend on some ink, did some stencil blending, did some doodling around the sentiments. Happiness comes in waves, which I thought was so cute. Then on Saturday morning, I did this super cute card. It's again an anytime use card, and it had these adorable little fireflies and this mason jar from Lawn Fawn. Everything is provided for you. And what was cool about this, you won't be able to see it here. Yeah, probably not. But I got to use glow-in-the-dark embossing powder, which was really fun, with some Versamark ink in a marker form. And this was super cute and really fun to make. And I got to try out the glow-in-the-dark embossing powder, which I had wondered, would it really work or not? And, you know, I had to do a couple of coats on some of these, but it really does glow in the dark. So it's super, super cute. Makes me want to go buy this set now and the glow-in-the-dark embossing powder. I also went to the Creativity Center. Now that is a booth that's run by the folks who actually host the Stampin' Scrapbook Expo. And they have make and takes and little classes all day long on both days. And I went there a couple of times on Saturday, and I thought this was really cool. This was hosted by them, but with products from a store called Stamp On It. And it uses heavy-duty vellum paper, these really cute outline stickers, and you get to do some reverse embossing, like dry embossing, and you get to also use all of these great little kind of iridescent stickers, and then also use some just plain Tombow markers, they're like the water-based markers, to color these up. And it kind of has a stained glass look, and I just think it's so pretty. It also, I ended up with some leftovers, so I can use these stickers and then a whole sheet of sentiments. Happy birthday, congratulations. I have a couple more of these little corner pieces left, and I thought this was a great make and take. This was the other make and take that I did at the Creativity Center, and it was hosted by Nicole Peterson. And I got to do some smooshing with some Distress Oxide inks. This was already cut out. It's like a little mermaid tail. I also got to use some Nouveau mousse and put it through a stencil. I love the shimmer of that. So pretty. And I'd never used the mousse before. That's the thing with the Creativity Center. It's while they're doing the classes, they're also doing a little pitching. So you get to try out some products that you might never have tried before. I'd never tried doing this like reverse dry embossing. I'd never used the Nouveau mousse. So these were great fun to do. And again, free. I haven't put the sentiment on here yet, but it says we're mermaid for each other. I thought that was super cute. Pink and Maine had a card making, and it was one of those box cards that pop open, so you got a little dimension there. They actually just printed out this adorable little set of turtles, also this little banner that says, "I'll ride any wave with you." And they provided all the products and showed you how to construct the card base, but basically said you could do the rest of it at home on your own, which I will definitely do. It was kind of a shame because someone had stolen the sample, if you can believe that. That's kind of crazy in my mind, but Someone had taken the sample, so I didn't have a sample to work from, but the person instructing there allowed me to take a picture of her phone picture that had pictures of the card finished. So I will refer back to that when I try to finish up this card, but really cute images. I love pink and Maine. This was really fun to do, super quick and easy. It was a little tag. This was at the Creative Scrapbooker magazine, and they provide you the little ribbon. You get to choose which color ribbon you wanted. I thought this was really pretty. Had these tags, and then you could pick a stamp, and I picked this one that says keep calm and stamp on. Love that. Then I got to use like a wax resist crayon and then smooshed on some ink. And I thought this was really pretty, very feminine and super fast crafting. And I love that resist technique, really fun. I got to just doodle on some hearts and then smooshed on the ink. At the Fun Stampers Journey, I got to make this little tag. I thought this was super cute. They also provided this little snapshot of different products that they have. And, you know, they started off giving you all the supplies, and you could kind of decorate the tag up the way you wanted. This kind of tag style reminds me of those little plastic things that you use on the end of a loaf of bread to keep the outside cover on. And they had fun little embellishments, little flowers, little sequins. You got to splatter some fun shimmery ink there. I chose like an iridescent and a pink. This is Make-A-Wish, so this might be a fun little tag to put onto a birthday present or something like that. This was at the Local King Rubber Stamps. They have some beautiful stamps. They have background stamps and really intricate other stamps. And to do this kind of coloring, it was incredibly easy. You just kind of mushed on some ink with a water-based marker, and then used a kind of glossy paper. Looks like glossy photo paper almost. Put that on, and look at the beautiful blend you get. I mean, that's just gorgeous. And then on top of that, you waited for that to dry just a little bit, and then you did a background stamp, and I just picked one that had these words on it. And I just think that that's really beautiful, and it took all of 2 minutes. Amazing. Love the Local King rubber stamps. I went and I did a really fun little card, which I think is so cute, and it's got me hooked on wanting to buy this adorable Hero Arts penguin multi-layer stamp. It was 3 layers and then a 4th layer of the middle layer of the penguin's stamped image with Versamark ink with a little shimmer. So you can see there's some sparkle there. Really, really cute. And this says, wishing you all the joys of the season. And she had already prepped the background that had like this ombre look with the splattering of water to make it look like it's snowing a little bit. One sheet of vellum that you kind of hand cut those little hills for kind of, hills of snow banks. Super cute. And then Art Anthology, where I also took a class, they had you do a make and take, and it was just mixed media. It was so much fun. You got to use some of their special mud, and then some of their sprays and their shimmer, and the texture and the color, and all of that is so amazing. So I don't know what I would use this tag for, but I thought it was so cool and really fun. I love mixed media. It's just so freeing. It's not my norm. I like clean and simple and, cutesy, but this was so fun. I loved it. So that was a really great make and take at Art Anthology. Stampin' Up booth, and they had this really sweet little make and take, really easy stamping, die cuts, a little bow added, and they were highlighting their new stamping tool. It was kind of like a 2-layer MISTI kind of tool, but you can kind of flip around the parts that you push down with the stamps on it. Really sweet, fun little card to do, and I thought it was a great demonstration of how you could do multiple stamping with a whole bunch of different stamps without having to, remove all of them and then put different ones on from the stamping tool. That was a great demo for that because of all of the different little stamps that I ended up using, and then having to repeat stamp because I'm not a good stamper. But really sweet card for a little birthday. I saw a wonderful demo. They never fail to impress. This gentleman was doing this at the Rubberneckers Stamps booth, and he just used some Ken Oliver powders, Color Burst, and did like very loose kind of watercoloring, sky, mountain, foreground. They didn't look like much. And then all of a sudden he stamped and heat embossed the trees. And it's one of their Rubbernecker stamps, obviously. And it made the whole thing pop. This is so beautiful. And before that, with just the background colors, it was like a whatever kind of card. But I thought this was so fun and wonderful to see how, one simple stamp can make something so amazing. And then he also, of course, used another stamp to frame this out. And that is what made me purchase this stamp, which is just a simple border line. Actually, this actually has a couple more interesting elements to it with dots and lines. This just has a simple line, but it has this great sentiment that says, thinking of you. And seeing how amazing this looked, especially once framed, I went ahead and paid full price, which is very unlike me, at Rubbernecker Stamps. So this stamp was, including tax, $10.49, but I think well worth it because I'll be using this stamp a lot, I am sure. And then for my last make and take, I did this little Parisian image under a glass dome piece at the Craft Fantastic booth. I've taken 2 classes from them in prior years. This year I didn't, but I just thought they have these free little make and takes, and I thought a little embellishment with the picture of the Eiffel Tower would be great for a scrapbook layout. Even if I didn't use one of the bezel pieces that I had previously purchased to make this into a pendant or a ring or something like that. It's just really fun and fast, and I think the images behind these domes make them look like little jewels. So pretty. My video is getting a little bit too long now, so I'm going to go ahead and break it up. This part 1 will be just about how I prep for the show and all the free make and takes that I did. And part 2 will be a review of the 3 classes that I took, along with all the yummy goodies that I bought on the show floor. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you guys are having a wonderful crafty day.